Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Imagine how productive I would be, I thought to myself. Tee hee hee. Hi guys, I hope everybody is doing well today. The day after Valentine's Day. For some people it takes 2 days to recover. For some 3. And I hope, hey Katie9, I hope everybody is doing well. Gussied. Who's gussied, Shane? Am I gussied? I'm gussied up. Thank you. Oh, but you're saying get a move on. Get a move on. Let's get it going. The day after discounted Cholate Day, which is special. Cholate is different than Chocolate Day. I'm joking. I love you guys. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you again for being here. We got some court to watch. I got some court from this weekend, some first appearances down in Georgia. Now, I've heard that there's been some crazy weather happening, so thoughts are with everybody that's been having crazy weather. We all know I have a weird addiction to watching Ryan Hall, y'all, after being rebuked there like 2 years ago. I have such a long memory for certain things. Anyways, I did see somebody send him a super chat last night that said, "Why aren't you reading super chats?" I thought, was that for the point or was that really a question? Anyways, I thought it was funny. But like I said, I do hope everybody is well and okay. And thank you for being here. We are going to watch some court tonight. You got blowed hard most of the day. Still, the day after Valentine's Day, Mikey, that's impressive. I'm excited for you. But I have a sad feeling you're talking about weather and not what I was talking about. But nice to see you. And I hope you're safe too. I heard Ryan Hall, y'all talking about your neck of the woods, so please do be careful. We're used to lots of rain here and lots of wind, but it is not for the faint of heart, so please be careful. Oh, thanks, Cellulite Yoga Pants, for putting that in there. Do check out Credence and Mikey, all 10 of you. I'm sure we have many overlapping people. Anyways. Is it freezing, Vicky? And Beverly, you got snow too? Oh, I can't handle it. I don't like snow. I don't like snow. Oh, you need all 10. Well, we all do. We all do. Where were we going? Oh yeah, Travis County. And the judge didn't show up for a while. Okay, hold on, people. But before we get going, take a little look-see at what we have. Why can't you see Mikey, Katie9? Mikey, you got Katie9 blocked? I doubt it. You're looking at snow in your area, too? That's crazy. That would be really funny. Sometimes people block each other by accident. Sometimes they do it on purpose. That's a personal choice, I guess. I don't think you're blocked. Because you chat on the regular channel. You can't see him? He's right there. Oh, maybe you're checkmark blind. He does have a checkmark now. He is very cool. And you can't see KD9? Well, y'all need to figure that out. I'm glad that I could facilitate that, though. I'm really happy for that. You're in North Carolina as well, Covey Clown. KD9 blocking the man himself, Mikey the Legend. Okay. Also, we're skipping over the translator because I cannot be bothered.
Opciones para oración. Ni hoy ni preguntaré
No,
sobre
no.
ese tema.
Why is it jumpy?
Si usted está siendo interrogado o entrevistado,
They found problem
además, si usted está acusado
or trafficking offense.
por su promesa personal de comparecer.
If you have a felony that involves violence, you cannot get a personal bond. The law doesn't allow it.
Si usted está acusado con un delito grave que involucre violencia, no se le puede otorgar fianza personal, la ley no lo permite.
If you don't get a personal bond today and you're not restricted in getting one, you can always talk to your lawyer about seeking a personal bond again on your behalf.
Si no se le otorga, usted no puede salir. La situación es una de
Complaining witness.
la calle de
Oh my god, she goes on forever. I thought she was done. Can she be done? All right, well, now we'll go to him.
On a peace officer.
tiene dos acusaciones.
This is my penance that I pay when I don't do research about what I'm gonna fucking watch. Are they all Spanish? Wouldn't that just be fucking great? Well, that's okay because I downloaded 2. So we'll go over here to the guy who's definitely not speaking Spanish. Also, I want to know what cup he's drinking out of here. Is this a fast food chain cup or is that like his personal cup? I believe those are football logos. That's what they're called. Logos of football teams. Also, Michael looking good in pink down below.
All right, we are streaming live. Good morning again, everyone. I'm Judge John Parker. This is the Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance hearing calendar for February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. What I'm going to be doing here today is giving you all information on the legal process and what charges you're currently facing. We are not here to try your case or to take a plea this morning, so we're not going to be having any legal discussions about the specific facts of your case. The first thing I'm going to do is explain some of your rights to you. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. This is a public hearing. It is recorded and streamed live to YouTube. Therefore, do not give me any personal details or any details about your case that I do not ask you for this morning. You are presumed to be, and anything that you say during this proceeding can be used against you at later proceedings. You are presumed to be innocent of all charges until the state of Georgia proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to an indictment by a grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and a public trial by a jury. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf and the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you. You have the right to testify on your own behalf and offer other evidence in your own defense. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. If you are not a United States citizen, some charges may adversely affect your immigration status. If you have questions about immigration, you would need to consult with an attorney. Now, I will assign bond amounts on most people's charges this morning. Posting a bond will allow your release from jail while waiting for the trial in your case. There are 3 ways of posting a bond. The first is cash. If someone has the full amount of the bond in cash, they can deliver that to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your final court date and then return it to the person who posted the bond. If you do not have the full amount of the bond in cash, you may be able to hire a commercial bonding company to post a bond for you. Those companies tend to charge 10 to 15% of the bond as their fee, and that fee is not returned to you at the end of your case. The third way of posting a bond would be using property. If someone has a net equity in their property of at least 3 times the amount of the bond, they may be able to post that property as a property bond. Each bond will have a condition that you are not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Some of you will have additional special conditions that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. If I place a no contact provision on your bond, that means you must stay away from and have no contact whatsoever with that person. No contact includes no telephone calls, text messages, emails, letters, or any contact through social media. If I order you not to return to a particular location, it means you cannot go back to that location for any reason. If that location is your residence that you share with the alleged victim in the case, please make sure to let me know that. I can adjust your bond conditions to allow you to return to the residence one time while accompanied by law enforcement. In order to collect what personal belongings you need. That is an appointment that you would need to schedule within the first 10 days of your release. If you violate a condition on your bond order, you will be returned to jail, and you may not qualify for another bond after that. If the court considers any contact that you have with the alleged victim intimidating or harassing, you could face additional felony charges such as aggravated stalking or influencing a witness. Those charges carry punishment of up to 20 years in prison and $20,000 in fines. If I order you not to have contact with a particular person, that same person will not be allowed to post your bond for you. You're also not allowed to contact an alleged victim while you are in jail. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court does not have the authority to set a bond this morning. In those cases, a bond hearing will be scheduled before the Superior Court of Clayton County. If you are currently on probation, this court may not be authorized to set a bond in your case this morning. Bond will be reconsidered in those cases after the probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. I will schedule everyone for a preliminary hearing.
Yes, you will, Judge. And, he barely took a breath there, which is usually my move, but he did it. Anyways, we are going to get to guessing what people did. We're not going to stop it that much because he's quite wordy, but we will put your guesses in the chat. Also, is David, the attorney up here, David Schnipper, is that real? He cannot be real, right? David Schnipper. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. Also, somebody asked if I'm stoned. That's a trick question. The answer is always yes. But I'm also tired, so that might be more showing through.
To occur in approximately 1 month. The purpose of that preliminary hearing will be to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained on your case. At that point, magistrate court, if we find probable cause, we would bind your case over to state or superior court for your next hearing to be scheduled. If you are only charged with misdemeanors this morning and you want to skip your preliminary hearing so that your case is transferred to state court right away, I will allow you to sign a waiver of your preliminary hearing this morning. Waiving your preliminary hearing does not affect your right to post a bond or your right to an attorney. It just moves your case to state court right away rather than waiting until you post a bond or until the preliminary hearing. And if you post a bond, your preliminary hearing will be waived automatically. All defendants have been considered this morning as far as who may qualify for an OR or a signature bond. So if I do not tell you that you qualified for one, it just means that you didn't qualify. Lastly, it has come to our attention that the families of some defendants have been contacted by individuals on the outside who claim to be an employee of the jail and claim to be able to obtain a dismissal of all charges if a substantial fee is paid to them. Please note that is a scam. There is no such program. Now, I need to swear everyone in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information you're about to give to this court, as well as any information you have provided on your application for court-appointed counsel, is true and correct? If so, say I do. Okay, and deputies, can I get Lee Way
Yes, Your Honor.
Wei Lee up first.
All the people else I see on the bench have been.
All right.
Go back.
And I have an announcement on that case. I did speak to Mr. Lascala, and he agreed he wants me to handle it.
Okay.
He was in.
I'm just
All
going to go
right.
ahead and handle the bond hearing today.
Okay. Sounds good. And let's see, Miss Steele, you have logged in. Can you tell me which client you're representing today? And your microphone is on mute. There.
What is going on? That's Brian?
Ms. Steele's on the same case.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Your Honor, I also was contacted by the family and friends of Miss Wei Lee. I
Okay.
entered my appearance, but I'm backing
right,
down.
right.
Mr. Schnipper can handle this, and I'm going
Gotcha.
to log off with the court's permission.
And I
Okay.
apologize for
And-
any. I didn't know this, guys, and I'm sorry. I apologize about
That's
that.
fine. I would just ask Your Honor that you strike my entry of appearance at this point. I don't want to be held to have to represent Miss Wei if there's another lawyer involved.
Sure, I understand. Okay.
Please stay. I'm willing to. I would like to have more team. If you could stay.
It's Miss Way. The attorneys will discuss it, but you're going to be very, very taken care of today. But please, just don't say anything. It's for your better half. This is what we do. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
We're going to take care of you. Okay, just don't say anything. Okay. Thank you.
And Miss Wei, I'm going to speak to your attorneys for a moment here, and I'm just going to put the jail on mute while we do that so you can listen to us speak about your case. And so Miss Wei has one charge of simple battery, and Mr. Schnipper, is there anything you want to tell me on bond?
Yeah, I've been asking respectfully for OR signature bond. This Way is 54. She's lived here for 30 years. She has a PhD in chemistry from University of Missouri. She is originally from China, but again, she came over here from after college. Again, no criminal history. She has one daughter named Kira. Her husband, unfortunately, is suffering from cancer. I think she was en route to North Carolina, where he's having treatment in Duke. It's a very unfortunate situation. Obviously, there was some alleged incident at the airport. Really, but she's obviously presumed innocent. She is involved in a lot of fundraisers for the Fayette Women's Battery, other philanthropic things that she's involved with. She's also a member of the Coweta County Chamber of Commerce. She's a professional. She lives in Coweta County, about 40 minutes away, lived there for 15 years. Just based on the IALA factors, Your Honor, she's tremendous length and care for the community. She's been a financial planner since 2006. Has absolutely no criminal history that I'm aware of, no prior criminal record. I do think she's a good candidate for an OR bond. And so I would appreciate if that could happen to give her an OR bond today, Your Honor, in whatever other stipulations that you'd like.
You guys know what this means. There must be an airport video of her. It's the Atlanta airport that is really big, right? That is in Clayton County. We figured out, I think. What I wouldn't give to see that video.
No contact with whoever the accuser is in this with the simple battery be fine. And I appreciate it.
Okay. I am going to, I'm not going to do an OR bond on a simple battery. I will set it at 1,000.
Okay.
And that will include a stay away provision with, and I think this was a security guard, Bradley Rosenquist, so no contact with him. Was this location, I know this was on airport property. Was this at a hotel on airport property?
No, so there's a private kind of like entrance for membership at the airport.
Okay.
And for my research, only LAX and ATL has it.
Mm-hmm.
And so my guess from my research was that it happened sort of there. So it wasn't at a hotel. It was at the airport in sort of like a VIP private entrance per se.
Okay. I was going to say the street
Even
address listed is one that did not
What, Judge?
recognize, and so I didn't know what
Right.
part of the airport that may be. So what we'll do is just say, do not return to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport unless in possession of a valid ticket for travel on that same day.
Yes, sir.
And so that won't prevent her from traveling.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And um, the preliminary hearing would be March the 11th, unless you all want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule
Uh,
that?
yeah, I'd like it scheduled so I
Okay.
can, have some communication with my client. I haven't had communication with her yet, so I'd like it scheduled for now. It
Okay.
potentially could be waived, yeah,
Okay.
subsequent today.
All right. So we'll put it on the calendar for March 11th, and I think that will take care of everything on my end today. Do you have anything further on this one?
Judge Parker, I have a question
Next,
about that.
Yep.
If she makes bond, is she waiving that by operation of law, or are you still going to grant her the PC?
Yeah, she would waive the preliminary hearing if she
Okay.
bonds out.
She'll be making bond
okay.
today.
She'll make it bond. It
So,
should be back in. I didn't know. Yeah,
okay.
I noticed some other jurisdictions are allowing that still, but yeah, she's going to make bonds, so there's no reason to schedule it.
Yeah, we take it off. I guess if there was an issue about the special condition, it's something that I guess that could be left on if it was requested, but we just take
I
it
would
off
say just
automatically.
waive it because every condition, the condition you have is very reasonable. If she can still go to the airport if she has a valid ticket on that same day, I mean that's more than fair.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think that'll take care of everything today. Thank you all, and
Yes,
everyone
sir.
here on this case can be excused. And
Yes, sir.
thank you, Miss Way. Okay.
Thanks.
I
All right. Thank
thank
you all.
you. And
Have a great
thank you,
weekend.
sir. Yes, sir, Your Honor. Bye bye.
So that is what is the rare occasion of what happens when you have a lawyer show up on the fucking weekend. Mr. Schnipper, I'm sure, charged a pretty penny to appear in this hearing in time if she was arrested the day before. He got her off with $1,000 bond. That's nothing, probably, in the grand scheme of things. Let's see if the rest of the people fare so luckily by themselves. And remember, he said the most important thing, which is what we always say, which is shut the fuck up. Let your lawyer do the talking. Just sucks when you don't have a lawyer there. The jail is loud, too. Better call Schnipper. I don't know. He did a very good job. Very good job thus far.
Give me just 1 second here.
Go right ahead, Judge. Take your time. Take your time.
Okay.
It's Sunday.
All right. And good morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for me?
Brown Jasmine.
All right, Miss Brown.
Brown Jasmine sounds like a type of
paperwork
rice.
up on my screen here.
Night, 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 night. Tomorrow's family day here, which is a holiday.
Okay, Miss Brown, you have two misdemeanors. The first is disregarding a traffic control device. I think it was a red light violation. That is a $500 bond. The second charge is driving under the influence. That's a $2,500 bond. So your total bond comes to $3,000. The preliminary hearing would be March the 11th at 8:30 a.m. unless you want to waive that hearing this morning. Do you want me to schedule that? If you don't know, what we'll do is just go ahead and put you on the calendar, and then if you post bond anytime before then it's just automatically canceled at that point. Okay, so we'll just put you on the calendar for March the 11th, and excuse me. Let's see. The income level that you listed on your application for a court-appointed attorney, is that the after-tax income or pre-tax income?
I think that's after because I'm also in the military as well. So
Okay.
two incomes.
Okay, I got you. So based on your income level, you don't qualify as indigent under Georgia law, so you don't qualify for the public defender. So if you would like an attorney, you'll need to hire your own attorney. And I was going to note here, you indicated that you serve in the U.S. military. Are you active military now?
I will be active on the 20th of February.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I think that will take care of everything on your case this morning.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they feel about this kind of thing.
All
Judge
right. Good morning,
dismissal
ma'am. Can
Dan.
you state your name for me?
Judge, hold on, please. Before she does, everyone's gonna get their guesses in the chat about what they think she did. While I ponder a little bit about when dismissal Dan, he used to make very specific inquiries of people when they were in front of him if he thought they were in the military, because I think that there's some programs that are able to be used. Anyways, all right, guesses in the chat. Let's get going. I'm gonna get a cookie.
Nikia Cruz.
Can you say it one more time?
Nikia Cruz.
Okay. All right, Ms. Cruz, you have got two charges here. The first charge is aggravated stalking, and that is a charge that only a superior court judge can set a bond for. The second charge is theft by conversion. That is being charged as a felony. That bond is going to be $3,000, and the preliminary hearings on both of those charges will be March the 12th at 8:30 a.m. Let me get your application for a court-appointed attorney here. And I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you on both charges.
I do have a question, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
You said for the aggravated stalking, that would be for Superior Court. Is there any way that I'm able to challenge that if I had a TPO in place? And if PD just did a warrant because I called in a welfare check on my children?
So I'm not sure what you're asking me. Is it you're saying like something that would be part of the evidence we would hear at the preliminary hearing?
No, I'm just not understanding how is it that I called in a welfare check and it's considered aggravated stalking if I had an active TPO on my ex-husband.
Okay. I don't know. The only thing I can tell you is there's a warrant that was signed for aggravated stalking, and that evidence would be heard at the preliminary hearing in your case. So that's what we've scheduled for March the 12th. All right. So talk to your attorney about that, and because there could be a defense there. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so
All
there's
right.
a bond on one but not the other, correct?
I'm sorry?
There's a bond on one but not the other, correct?
That's right. Right. There's a bond on the theft by conversion of $3,000, but on the aggravated stalking, that bond will have to be addressed by Superior Court.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Next. Yeah, you can sign right here in the box and then you got it.
All right. And good morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for me?
Lawrence Juliet Perry.
All right. Miss
Holy shit, she has really big tits. And those are good cookies. Paisley, you're a bad person.
Ekpiri. Okay, you have got two charges here. The first charge is criminal damage to property in the second degree. That bond is going to be $6,000. The second charge is criminal trespass, and that bond is going to be $2,500. So that's a total of $8,500. That will include special conditions that while out on bond, you are to stay away from and have no contact with Nicholas Waycaster and Treletta Washington. You're also not to return to the addresses of 139 Shenandoah Drive and 143 Shenandoah Drive in Riverdale. The preliminary hearing in your case will be March the 12th at 8:30 a.m. And I am going to assign an attorney to represent you on these charges. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
No, all the other cookies got eaten. Not by her. I didn't say it. You said that.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for me?
Nikita Latch.
Okay, Miss Lash, you have got one charge. That's criminal damage, second degree. That is a felony. That bond is $3,500. That will include special conditions that while out on bond, you are to stay away from 5806 Williamsburg Trace in Atlanta, and you're also to have no contact and stay away from Roderick Wayne McCarthy. The preliminary hearing in your case will be March the 12th at 8:30 a.m. And I am going to assign an attorney to represent you on this charge. All right, thank you, ma'am.
Hot dog and pickle sounds pretty yummy. Remember that restaurant Chicken and Pickle where the judge didn't like that the parents were doing the custody exchange?
All right, and good morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for me?
Maria Soto.
Miss Soto? Okay. Give me just a moment here.
Yeah, she looks. This is, remember, on Valentine's Day, so these are the people pre-Valentine's Day sad drinking, sad day drinking.
Not while they female right
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Soto, have you already started to post a bond?
No, I don't have no bond, Judge.
Okay. So what we're going to do, you have two charges. That's failure to maintain lane and an open container violation. That would generally have a bond total of $1,000. But what we're going to do is go ahead and send an order over that will allow you to be released this afternoon without having to post a bond, okay? You will have to come back to court, and you'll get a notice in the mail from state court telling you when to come back. So make sure that the mailing address they have listed for you there is good, because you don't want to miss that hearing notice, okay? What I'll have you do, we won't schedule a preliminary hearing because it would be canceled later this afternoon when you're released anyway. So I'll have you go ahead and sign a waiver of the preliminary hearing since you won't need it. And let me look at your attorney application here. Yeah, and I am going to assign an attorney to represent you on this case.
Can I ask you a question, Judge?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Because that I have.
Honestly, there's literally nothing you could say that could make any of this better for you. He's releasing you without a bond. Shut the fuck up. What could you possibly ask?
Can I pay them off and they not to go to court?
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
The tickets that I have that I didn't pay, can I pay them or do I have to go to court?
So I don't know. Are you talking about this open container violation and failure to maintain lane? I don't know. I don't know the answer exactly to that. What you'll have to do is probably talk to the state court clerk's office to see if it is a fine that you can just pay or if you need to wait till your next court date. Also, you talk to your attorney about it as well. I'm going to assign an attorney. They will be in contact with you. So I would say talk to the attorney first about it. Okay.
Okay.
And that will take care of everything this morning. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
This way, Miss Soto.
Some shit going down in the jail. Miss Soto getting out.
All right. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Davis Carter.
All right, Mr. Carter. All right, Mr. Carter, you have two charges. That is battery. That bond is $4,000. And then the second charge is unlawful act of violence in a penal institution. That is a felony.
Oh my goodness. Well, Christopher Engelby, That is so sweet of you. I feel bad. I'm not going to swear at you, but don't worry. I'll be cussing more. Thanks so much for the super chat. And I just love it when you hang out. That's so awesome. He's in the jail and he caused some problems in the jail. That's what that means, by the way. Thank you again, Christopher, and happy belated Valentine's Day. This, for these people, is actually happening on Valentine's Day. Courtney, you're so funny. And Bill, earlier you said, did they say anything about the body in my trunk? Oh my God, that's so funny. Y'all are making me laugh.
Charge, that bond is $5,000. So your total bond is $9,000. That includes a special condition that if you bond out, you are to stay away from and have no contact with the alleged victim, Richard De La Rosa. The preliminary hearing will be scheduled for March the 12th. And give me just a moment here. And I am going to assign an attorney to represent you. And that'll take care of everything. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right. Okay.
Do you think they all rioted or fought?
Yes. I'm here. No, Cruz, Campbell.
Cruz, Campbell.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Hare, H-A-R-E.
All right, Mr. Hare. Okay, you have one charge. That is simple battery. That bond is $3,500. That will include a special condition that while out on bond, you are to stay away from and have no contact with Shamikal Scott, who's the alleged victim here. The preliminary hearing in your case would be scheduled for March the 11th unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that?
No, you can waive it.
You want to waive? Okay. All right. I'll indicate here that you're waiving, and the deputies will have you sign a waiver form there in just a moment.
Would that maybe go to court quicker?
It transfers your case to state court right away so that they go ahead and schedule the arraignment hearing where you would enter, plea of guilty, not guilty, or whatever you're going to do. So it gets to that hearing faster than if you went to preliminary hearing and then we transferred it to state court. All right. And I am going to assign an attorney to represent you, and that will take care of everything this morning. All right. Thank you, sir. And deputies, Mr. Hare needs to sign a waiver.
Carter.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Hutchins.
All right. Marion Hutchins.
Yes.
Okay. So you've got 3 charges. These are all misdemeanors. The first is driving without a license. That bond is $1,000. The second charge is disregarding a traffic control device. That bond is $500. And the third charge is possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce. That bond is $1,000. So your total bond is $2,500.
There's your fucking charge, Christopher Angleby. You're so sweet, baby. No, but seriously, don't get in trouble. Then you can't hang out. I don't think they allow you to watch KCC in jail. That would be a weird development. Also, yes, I'm eating children's fruit snacks. They're Mott's Fruit Stations, and they have vegetables in them too, so that means they're healthy. Yeah.
$500. The preliminary hearing would be scheduled for March the 11th. Give me just a second. Have you already started posting your bond? Or somebody?
Yes, they told me that I had a RO, a signature bond.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was going to say, you were on my online system, but you have disappeared at some point in the last hour from the online system. And so generally that means you're in the process of being bonded out or processed out. Okay. And usually that means that process is almost done. So it sounds like you're going to be released here shortly. But what I can do here as well is go ahead and assign an attorney to represent you in the case. And that will take care of everything this morning. All right. Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, that is confirmed. He does show out to bond in my system.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go see you that sir. He don't. Okay, go back. Come on. Go back.
No, I know.
Oh.
I'll state your name.
All right. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Qatar John.
All right, Mr. John, you have got 5 charges. I'll tell you the bond on each charge, and then I'll give you the total here at the end. The first charge is marijuana intent to distribute. That's a felony. That's a $3,000 bond. You then are charged with a possession of a drug-related object. That's a $500 bond. The next charge is also marijuana possession of more than 1 ounce, and we're just going to put a bond of $1,000 on that one. The next charge is possession of a weapon during the commission of certain crimes. That bond is $5,000. And the last charge is a seatbelt violation. That bond is $500. So when I add up all 5 of those bonds, your total comes to $10,000. The preliminary hearing will be March the 12th at 8:30 a.m. And let me take a look at your application for an attorney here.
Well, remember, this is Clayton County, which is contiguous to Atlanta.
Okay, and I am going to assign an attorney to represent you. And that'll take care of everything this morning. All right. Thank you, sir.
You stay the fuck out of Fulton County. That's straight out of Judge Manning's mouth. Stay the fuck out of Fulton County.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Charles Moon.
Charles Mack. Okay, here we go. All right, so Mr. Mack, you have got 2 charges. The first is violating a family violence order. That is a misdemeanor. That bond is going to be $4,000. The second charge.
Why is that a misdemeanor? But the weed charges are so serious. Violating a family violence order? No. How about fucking don't do that?
Just harassing communications, that's also a misdemeanor, and that bond is $2,000. So your total bond is $6,000. That includes a special condition that while out on bond, you are to have no contact whatsoever with Jamandi Jalami. The preliminary hearing in your case would be scheduled for March the 11th, unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that?
You can waive it.
Waive? Okay. Let me adjust that here. Waiving. All right, and the deputies will have a waiver form for you to sign there in just a moment. And do you want to be represented by a public defender? I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay, and are you currently employed?
Yes.
Are you paid weekly at your job?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. So when you get your check every 2 weeks after taxes, how much are you generally paid every pay period?
Like $300.
$300 for a 2 week. How many hours a week do you work?
Not that many.
Can't be very many.
Right.
All right. So you make $600 a month.
Yeah.
Do you work any other jobs?
That's only one.
All right. I'm going to find that you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and I will see that somebody's appointed to represent you. And that will take care of everything. Deputies, Mr. Mack needs to sign a waiver.
I'm clear, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you got to fill, sign here with the pink pen and then sign here.
You need to sign there, and then you need to get yourself a real fucking job, bro. Stop beating on women and harassing them and get a fucking real job. How about that? How's that for a fucking
All right,
idea?
and good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Corey Maddox.
All right, Mr. Maddox. You have got one charge, that's simple assault, family violence. I'm going to set that bond at $1,500. That's going to include a special condition that while out on bond, you are to stay away from and have no contact with Miranda Cheek Maddox if that prevents you from returning to your home. And you guys live at the same address, is that right? Okay, so since she lives there, that means you can't be there for the time being. I will put into the bond order that you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office within the first 10 days of your release, and they will give you a date and time that you would be allowed to go back into the residence to get what personal items you need, okay? And I know this is a family member. Is this your sister?
It's my stepmom.
Stepmother? Okay. All right. So talk to your attorney as well about how to get these bond conditions changed over time to start allowing contact down the road and then maybe allow you to come back home. Okay. But talk to your attorney about how we do that. I'm sorry, your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for March the 11th unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that?
Would like to waive it.
You want to waive it?
Yes.
Waive. Okay. All right. So I'll indicate here you're waiving the hearing. All right. And the deputies there will have a waiver form for you to sign.
Hi, Lisa, and I'm sorry to hear that, John.
And I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you on this case. Okay. And they'll take care of everything. Thank you, sir. And deputies, Mr. Maddox needs to sign a waiver.
The prelims, please.
Hey, a prelim waiver. Uh-huh. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Eric Mango.
All right, Mr. Mabangu.
Mango? Mr. Mango? Hello, my name is Mango. Seriously, what the fuck? March 11th is for the misdemeanors, I think, and then March 12th is for the felonies, maybe? I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. I understand being sick. I was really, really sick last week. I still have a bit of a, you know. Anyways, Judge, you're making me want a coffee, but I don't need a coffee, but I do need something. Anyways, I'll be right back.
All right, you have one charge that is theft by conversion. That's being charged here as a misdemeanor, and the bond will be $3,000. The preliminary hearing for you would be March the 11th, unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll schedule the hearing for March the 11th. Okay, and I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Also note here that you indicated you served in the U.S. military. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm still in reserve.
Still in the reserves. Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Come, son. Come right here.
What do you need next? No matter.
Him.
Step up.
So.
No, come on, right.
Sign the box.
No, waiting.
No.
All right, and can you guys raise the camera up?
Bailey, put it right in camera.
All right, thank you. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Kenneth McCorvey.
All right, Mr. McCorvey, you have got two charges, both misdemeanors. The first is public drunkenness. That bond is $1,000, and the second charge is criminal trespass. We're going to set that bond at $1,000 as well. So your total bond is $2,000. That will include a special condition that while out on bond, you are not to return to Kroger at 8059 Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro. The preliminary hearing for your case would be.
You telling me he was drunk at the Kroger? And he got arrested for that? That's a crime these days, being drunk at the Kroger? He wasn't even disorderly, it was just drunk.
March the 11th, unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that?
You can waive it.
Waive? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Your Honor, I need my girlfriend to come pick up my wallet. Is that?
So you'll have to talk to the deputies there about that. Okay.
My girlfriend got to go down to the Kroger and pick up my groceries.
Okay, so we're going to waive the hearing, and I am going to assign an attorney to represent you on the case. And that will take care of everything this morning. Thank you. And deputies, Mr. McCorvey needs to sign a waiver.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There was no stay away order from Kroger. He did not, he specifically specified the Kroger at this address.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Morning.
All right, Mr. Pilgrim, you have got 5 charges.
5 charges, it sounds like a country song to me. Seriously though, was he even causing a problem? Why can't you give us the fucking tea, Judge? Why? Why can't you give us the tea? Also, I was pining for Aldi to come to Canada, but it's never gonna happen, apparently. This is not even something I can dream about.
The first charge is possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. That bond is going to be $3,000. Second charge is possession of a firearm during the commission of certain crimes. That bond is going to be $5,000. That's from those are warrants from back in August of 2024. Then there's 3 charges related to yesterday. The first one there is violating traffic laws on a moped. And so we're going to set that bond at $500. The next charge is driving on a
Now you're not even safe on a fucking moped. They found a moped charge? I've never heard that. I have never heard that. And we've heard some petty fucking shit. Oh no, what else is he gonna be charged with? Riding on the sidewalk on his moped, having a fucking moped but not playing the Macklemore song all the time. You know? What else?
suspended license. That bond is $1,500. And then the last charge is possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, and that bond's going to be $3,000. So when we add up all 5 of those bond amounts, your total this morning comes to $13,000. The preliminary hearing on all of those charges will be March the 12th at 8:30 a.m. And do you want to be represented by a public defender?
I have an attorney, sir.
I'm sorry?
I have an attorney.
You already have an attorney? Okay. I'm just going to indicate here that you've hired your own. All right. And that will take care of everything this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with riding a moped. I just am confused that I didn't think they were subject to certain traffic laws or needing a license.
All right. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Shelby Powell.
All right, Mr. Powell, you have got 3 charges. I'm going to start with aggravated assault, family violence. I have considered but am denying bond on that charge this morning. I am going to assign bond on the other 2 charges. The first is battery family violence. That is going to be charged as a felony offense because you have a previous conviction of battery family violence from back in 2013. I'm going to set a bond on that of $4,000. The last charge is making a false statement. That is also a felony charge. That bond will be $2,000. The preliminary hearing in your case will be March the 12th at 8:30 a.m. And I am going to assign an attorney to represent you on these charges, okay? And that'll take care of everything this morning. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah, here you go. It may work. Come on out.
I can't get over that. I can't get over that one.
You ain't got to walk over there. You got to walk over there.
That what?
Yeah, you.
Okay, give me just one moment, sir.
Hey, y'all come on out.
It's funny.
Here, what you?
The jail is chaotic today. Holy fuck. It's giving me secondhand anxiety. His bond was denied. Did this guy run away? Is he a weed? He's like, dodging around like a fucking leprechaun. I think Brooklyn's talking about the guy back in 24 hours.
They gonna bring it.
Okay.
Roberto.
All right, and good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Yeah, Carlos Roberto.
Okay, Mr. Roberto, you have one charge. That's theft by shoplifting. That's being charged as a misdemeanor. The bond is $1,500, and the preliminary hearing will be. I'm sorry. That comes with a special provision that you're not to return to 4193 Jonesboro Road in Forest Park, which is the store location. The preliminary hearing will be scheduled for March the 11th. Unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that hearing for you?
Excuse
Mm-hmm.
Judge. That's the one. He needs a translator.
That's something we should have known earlier. All right. Well,
We sent that he needed a translator, sir.
It doesn't state it on the email. When they sent the CAA forms, it didn't tell us.
Sent two separate emails. She sent two separate emails.
well, there's an email sent to me that should have gone to judicial assistance as well. Because I never saw it. All right, so yeah, let's see if we can get somebody. We can set Mr. Roberto aside and try to come back to him.
Roberto, go inside. Next man,
Roberto, get the fuck out of here.
Computer, next person. That's it.
Where am I looking?
All right, good morning, sir. Can you
You're looking at us, sir. Roberto, get the fuck out of here. This guy comes over. What is he looking at? Oh my god. It is a literal goddamn nightmare in there today. I was just thinking, like, I could pull out some of the audio and just loop the background and make it like jail ASMR 24-hour or 12-hour video, no ads, white noise sleep mix, and I bet it would do fucking better than any video I'll ever make in my ever.
state your name for me?
My name is Anthony Robinson.
All right, Mr. Robinson, you have got two charges of simple battery, family violence is both charges. The bond on each of those will be $2,000, so your total bond is $4,000. That will include a special condition to stay away from and have no contact with Lorna Bledsoe and Kate Shelby. Do you live at the same residence as either of them?
No, so I rescued them from a housing shelter. They came over for a couple of days because they were living in a car.
So that you could what? Oh, you rescued them. Rescued. What? Oh my god. From a shelter? Okay. They might not have seen it that way. Wait, what did he get charged with again? Well, I was all fucking concerned about Roberto, and now here along comes Mr. So-and-so.
They're not residents of mine. They were visitors. And they accused me they wanted to stay in my house for free because I asked them to leave. And
Okay, that's a lot of explanation. That sounds like you guys were living in the same house.
No, sir. They
Well,
came.
here's the way. Let me just tell you how it's going to be.
Okay.
If they're in your house, you can't be there. Okay. You can't be around them. If they're not there, if they have left since this incident, then you can be there. Okay. But if they're at the house and you go to your house and you're around them, then you have violated your bond order. You'll be brought back to jail. Okay.
I understand, sir. May I
All right.
speak?
Okay.
Sir?
Okay. Yes.
What I'm trying to say is, Your Honor, I'm retired. I don't have any money to go get any. I'm on a fixed income, and I can't support myself. I run two businesses out of that house. I'm a broadcast technician and also sell securities on Wall Street. And I'm retired, and I don't have any money. I don't have the
Hold
credit
on.
score
You
to
cannot
go
have
get.
all of those things be true at once. Wall Street Securities? Is that a scam? Is he being scammed? I'm getting him being scammed vibes. Cause what? What? Hold on. What did he just say? I'm going back 20 seconds.
I said, Your Honor, I'm retired. I don't have any money to go get any. I'm on a fixed income, and I can't support myself. I run two businesses out of that house. I'm a broadcast technician and also sell securities on Wall Street. And I'm retired, and I don't have any money. I don't have the credit score to go get any facilities for myself. I'm literally just making it, so I don't have any place to go. I don't have any friends.
What are you asking me for?
Um,
You want me to throw them out of your house?
No, sir. I would like you to allow me to legally evict them, so
You can file an eviction, but that's a whole separate legal process.
But I could do that without violating this.
You can come to the courthouse and file an eviction without ever being around them. Yes, sir.
Perfect. That's
Okay.
all I
You just can't go to, if they're at your house, you just can't go there. Okay.
But
you
I
can't
just-
be around them.
Okay, but what I'm saying, I don't have anywhere to go, Lord, sir. I don't
Okay, I
have.
can't help you with that. So I can't help you with that. The only thing I can do is just not allow you to be around them. Okay. The preliminary hearing in the case will be March the 11th, unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule it?
I would like to waive it, sir.
Waive. Okay. All right. So the deputies will have a waiver form for you to sign there in just a moment. Okay, and I am going to assign an attorney to represent you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You as well. Where do I go?
Next. What's your last name?
Robinson, do I go in here?
No, stop. You ain't got nothing to do with it, bitch.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Good morning, sir. Wayne Scott.
All right, Mr. Scott, you have got one charge. That is aggravated assault. I have considered but am denying bond on that charge this morning. The preliminary hearing will be March the 12th at 8:30 a.m. You would then have a bond hearing scheduled for March the 14th. Let me get your application for an attorney here. And I am going to assign an attorney to represent you.
Okay.
All right.
Sir, I mean, so I can't, if I have a private attorney, can I get a bond hearing before the 14th?
Talk to your attorney about it. They may be able to get something sorted out before then.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Next month and next, sir. What did you do?
Excuse me
What's
just a
wrong with your
moment
neck?
here.
Thank you.
This judge is so fast. Oh, he's taking a break. This fucking background noise in the jail is a nightmare. He's vibing. We vibing. The vibes are good, guys. So I'm guessing he's still high.
Is everybody? That's it? Oh.
You look like one of the Ball brothers.
Like who?
The Ball brothers. This is
Oh, you think so? You get that a lot? No,
Boom,
you don't think you look like
boom, we vibing. Like, actually, though, what is he?
He said you look like somebody. What's that got to do with him being that?
Just saying it.
They got some good genes. It's kind of complicated. Son? You don't know the Ball brothers? The Ball?
Was that just a gang sign? I don't know, actually. I'm way too old, but what the fuck? Watch what he did. I'll try and pause it.
They got some good genes. It's kind of complicated. Son? You don't know.
He has a wee nubbin for a finger! I know it's not, but that's not good behavior in court, bro. Not good at all. Wow. Not impressed.
You don't know the Ball brothers? The Ball?
Yes, ma'am.
The make that look like you. Like you.
Everybody know about it.
Yes.
Tom served.
Terrible channel.
That's what I want to hear. Tom served.
Terrible.
Oh, alarm.
Okay, Ms. Robinson. I'm gonna sound what's in the pen, right?
I'm about to put my glasses.
Oh, okay.
I can't see.
Still was whooping ass. Bad motherfucker. Can't see.
Sign what's in the pen.
Talking shit.
Put your back on the wall. Yeah, let's see. Get that one out.
I'm back on the wall.
Hot mic. I would have skipped this, but we should probably watch. This is the most interesting part of the night so far. Also, just so you know, we're gonna do
It sound like he's smacking in the back.
You heard the code 3 in roll, it was in roll call. He said, once we get done reports and everything down. He said, okay, unless you want to close it, open it, close it. Yeah. I need that, cause I gotta be ready, I got. My brother.
Okay, I'm back, and our Spanish interpreter is joining us. So can we have the Spanish speaker, Mr. Roberto, back up, please?
Yes,
Roberto!
And Ms. Bermudez, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank
Good.
you.
Sorry for the late notice. We just
It's
realized we
fine.
need somebody. And so let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will translate from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English accurately and to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay. Mr. Roberto, I am Judge John Parker with the Clayton County Magistrate Court.
Señor Roberto, yo soy el juez John Parker con el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
I'm going to give you some information on your charge and on your rights today.
Orlando, Chiquita, Miss Donna. I see that it's unseasonably cold down in Florida. I was thinking of you today. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That leads me perfectly in to talking about how we're going to do a show tomorrow morning. Monday members only morning. That's what we're calling it because it's a holiday here tomorrow, but not for most of you guys. So we will be Monday tomorrow morning. Thank you, Miss Donna. 5 new memberships and cold not yet. Tuesday it's supposed to get cold. Ah! Be careful. It's 41 degrees here, but it's been raining for it's gonna rain for 10 days. Also, 007, do you think I don't wish I knew what YouTube Daddy was giving out memberships or not? I wish I was in charge of it. They have not listened to me thus far when I've asked to be in charge of that kind of stuff, huh? Oh, John, LOL.
En el día de hoy yo le voy a dar información con respecto a a su cargo y a sus derechos.
First, your rights. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Primero, su derecho. Usted tiene el derecho a permanecer en silencio y no decir nada.
This hearing is recorded and broadcast live to the public, so please do not give me any personal details that I don't ask you for.
Esta audiencia está siendo transmitida al público y está siendo grabada, o sea que no me dé información que yo no le pida.
You have the right to indictment by accusation for misdemeanors.
Usted tiene el derecho a que se le formule una acusación si son delitos menores.
You have the right to a speedy and a public trial where you may choose to testify.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener un juicio público y por jurado, donde usted tiene el derecho de testificar.
You have the right to compel the attendance of other witnesses to testify on your behalf.
Usted tiene el derecho de exigir la asistencia o la presencia de otros testigos para que testifiquen a su favor.
And you have the right to see, hear, and question the witnesses called to testify against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
Some charges may adversely affect your immigration status if you are not a United States citizen.
Si usted no es ciudadano estadounidense, algunos cargos podrían afectar de forma negativa su estatus migratorio.
If you have any questions about immigration, you would need to consult with an attorney.
Si usted tiene preguntas con respecto a inmigración, usted tendría que consultar con un abogado.
Okay. You are charged with theft by shoplifting.
A usted se le imputa el cargo de ratería de tiendas.
That is a misdemeanor.
Esto es un delito menor.
The bond for that charge will be $1,500.
La fianza por este cargo va a ser de $1,500.
Posting a bond allows you to be released from jail while waiting for the trial in your case.
Al pagar la fianza, esto le permitiría a usted salir de la cárcel mientras usted espera tener el juicio en su caso.
There are 3 ways to post a bond, and the first is cash.
Hay 3 maneras en las que podría pagar la fianza y la primera es en efectivo.
If you or someone has the full amount of that bond in cash, they can deliver that to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your final court date.
Si usted o alguien más tiene la cantidad total de la fianza en efectivo, la podría llevar a la comisaría y la comisaría se quedaría con este dinero hasta el final de su caso.
The sheriff's office would then return the cash bond to the person who posted it.
Y la comisaría en ese entonces le reembolsaría el dinero a la persona que lo pagó.
If you do not have the full amount of the bond in cash, you may be able to hire a commercial bonding company to post a bond for you.
Si usted no tiene la cantidad total de la fianza en efectivo, usted podría contratar una compañía de fianza comercial para que pueda pagar la fianza por usted.
They may charge you 10 to 15% of the bond as their fee.
Y ellos le podrían cobrar entre el 10 y el 15% de la cantidad total de la fianza como tarifa.
And the third way of posting a bond is with property.
La tercera forma de pagar la fianza sería utilizando propiedad.
If someone has a net equity in their property of at least 3 times this bond, they may be able to post it as a property bond.
Si alguien tiene la cantidad total de la fianza, o sea, si alguien tiene un capital neto que sea por lo menos 3 veces la cantidad total de la fianza, ellos la podrían utilizar para pagar la fianza utilizando una propiedad.
While out on bond, you will need to stay away from the Food Mart at 4193 Jonesboro Road in Forest Park.
Mientras usted esté en libertad bajo fianza, usted tiene que mantenerse alejado del Food Mart, el cual está ubicado en la 4193 Jonesboro Road en Forest Park.
If you do return to that location while out on bond, you will be returned to jail.
Y si usted regresa a ese lugar mientras usted esté en libertad bajo fianza, a usted lo regresarían a la cárcel.
Excuse me for just 1 second.
Escúcheme un momento.
Yes, Judge, we are almost done for the night.
All right. We're
I
going
am
to
hungry.
schedule a preliminary hearing for you on March the 11th.
Le vamos a programar su audiencia preliminar para el 11 de marzo.
The purpose of that hearing will be to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained on this charge.
Y el propósito de esta audiencia es determinar si hay suficientes pruebas o motivo fundado para continuar con usted detenido por el cargo imputado.
If you post a bond and are released later today or any time before March the 11th, that hearing will be automatically canceled.
Si usted paga su fianza y lo ponen en libertad, ya sea más tarde en el día de hoy o en cualquier momento antes del 11 de marzo, esa audiencia se cancela automáticamente.
You would then receive a notice in the mail from state court telling you when to come in for your next hearing there.
Y luego usted va a recibir un citatorio por correo por parte del Tribunal Estatal informándole cuándo tiene que venir a la próxima audiencia en ese tribunal.
Are you currently employed?
Actualmente, ¿está usted trabajando?
Sí, 3 días a la semana.
Yes, 3 days per week.
Okay. How much do you earn after taxes each week generally?
Generalmente, ¿cuánto gana usted semanalmente después de haber pagado los impuestos?
$100 estaba el trabajo. 600.
$300?
600.
$600.
Okay, I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you on this charge as well.
Ok, yo le voy a asignar un abogado para que lo represente en estos cargos también.
And that will take care of everything this morning. Do you have any questions, sir?
Y esto sería todo por la mañana de hoy. ¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta, señor?
Sí, tengo una pregunta. Si un dado caso mi familia no viene a pagar por mí, ¿con cuántos días de cárcel pagará?
In case that my family doesn't come and pay for me, how many days of jail do I have to stay here for to be able to pay for this?
That will be up to the judge in state court.
Esto va a depender del juez en el tribunal estatal.
The only thing I can tell you for certain is that if you do not bond out, your next hearing will be scheduled for March the 11th.
Lo único que yo le puedo decir por seguro es que si usted no paga su fianza y sale, su próxima audiencia sería el 11 de marzo.
And also to talk to your attorney when they contact you about what your options are as well.
También hable con su abogado cuando ellos se pongan en contacto con usted para que le puedan decir cuáles son las opciones que usted tiene.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, gracias, señor.
Ok, gracias.
Gracias, senor. That's what we say to Colin when he raids us in the evening. Thank you, Colin, and all the raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're catching the tail end of our show, but let's finish this off together. We still have a good 15 minutes left, which, well, we know can go long. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. This is a Valentine's Day Team Skeptic dropping 10 memberships. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious. First of all, Team Skeptic, thank you so much. That check mark looks good on you. And it looks amazing when you gift 10 memberships. Thank you so much. What an amazing way for us to hang out tonight. I was just mentioning earlier, we're doing a members only tomorrow. I know it's a holiday, so we're going to get together and have a little members only Monday morning. So keep an eye out for that if you were lucky enough to get a membership. Thanks so much again, Team Skeptic. Yeah. Also, while we were watching this before, we've been watching for a little while. The gentleman that's going to come up here, there was an almost fight happening in the jail. So we're hoping things have calmed down, but things have gotten a little bit testy over in Clayton County this week.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And deputies, did we have any other Spanish speakers today?
Okay, it was just one.
Okay. All right, Ms. Bermudez, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, step over.
This guy right here, I'm actually going to zoom back. I see where we are, but watch what happens. Watch this. Look at this. Is that good court behavior? I don't think so. I do not think so, personally. But let's see what he is in jail for. Go ahead, get your guesses in the chat if you'd like to get a guess going. This is what he showed us of himself before. Let's see what he has done. Also, hi, Mayor. And thank you for 14 months. Was that what that said? 14 months, by the way. All right. Back to the future.
All right, Ms. Bermudez, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah, have a great
I love
weekend.
all the guesses. Stole
Thank
a
you.
yacht.
Hey, step over.
All right, and good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Diego Smith.
Diego Smith. All right.
Well, welcome, Katie. We're glad to have you. We have a lot of fun around here.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you are charged with tampering with evidence. That bond is going to be $2,000. You're also charged with possession of a drug-related object. That bond will be $500. So your total bond is $2,500. Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for March the 11th at 8:30 a.m. Unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that?
No, sir.
You want to waive it?
Correct.
Waive? Okay. All right. So I'll indicate here you're waiving. And the deputies there will have a waiver form for you to sign in just a moment. And I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you as well. And that'll take care of everything today. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
And Mr. Smith needs to sign a waiver.
Got it.
And Mr. Smith needs to remember to behave in court when the cameras are on. The prosecutors can review these.
All right. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Marquis Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith.
Another Mr. Smith.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you have one charge, that is battery. That is a $3,000 bond. That will include special conditions that while out on bond, you are to stay away from and have no contact with Michael Hunt, and you're also not to return to 4265 Thurman Road in Forest Park. Do you have personal belongings at that address?
Yeah, this was I didn't get a chance to speak with the officer.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is put into your bond order that you're to stay away from there, but you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office to go back there to get your personal belongings.
But you must stay away from Mike Hunt. That's what she said. No, that's a joke. But honestly, you sometimes cannot write these things. Some of the cases and the names. Like, seriously. You'd think I would have put this into Chat GPT and created it, but I didn't this time. That one time I hired all those people off of Craigslist was very expensive.
You'll need to schedule that appointment within the first 10 days of your release, okay? The preliminary hearing in your case would be March the 11th at 8:30 a.m. unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that?
If it's waived, then what would be the
So if you waive it, it just means we transfer your case to state court right away so that they can go ahead and schedule your arraignment hearing where you would enter a plea. Otherwise, we don't send your case to state court until either you post bond and are released, or we get to that preliminary hearing and decide that there's probable cause to send the case to state court. So it's just up to you. Some people want to get to state court faster, but others want to have a preliminary hearing. So it's just up to you on what you want to do.
Sound committed. Because I got the state court appointed attorney. So that'd be the same.
So why don't we just put you on the calendar for March the 11th, and that'll give you a chance to talk to your attorney too, because that way, if y'all decide later that you want to waive it, you can go ahead and file a waiver at that time. Okay?
Yeah, I got attorneys that I wanted to use, but I can't get in contact with them.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is just I'll put the order in to appoint somebody, and then if you decide to hire a private attorney on your own, they can swap out very easily. Okay? But this will make sure somebody is appointed and there to help you. All right. And that will take care of everything today. Thank you, sir.
What five? Except for the 4 and 5.
Down to our last few contestants for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Get your guesses in the chat. What did they do?
All right. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Joshua Stewart.
All right, Mr. Stewart, you have got, there's 3 charges here, all misdemeanors. The first is theft by shoplifting. That bond is $1,500. You're charged with there's 2 charges of obstruction.
Hold on. Around here, by the way, Katie, you're new. We love it when we get given the D, the big D specifically. That generally stands for a big D dismissal, and that happens in this Georgia court quite often, although Judge Parker himself not partial. But could it be that we are possibly in line to get a partial D here? He's already given 1 bond, but could we be so lucky to at least get a partial D for tonight? Come on.
Obstruction of a law enforcement officer. I'm going to dismiss one of those and just leave you with 1 obstruction of an officer charge. So that bond will be $1,000. So when we add the 2 bonds together, your total comes to $2,500. That includes a special condition that you're not to return to Walmart at 7050 Highway 85 in Riverdale.
Oh, a partial D at the Walmart. Thank you, Jesus. That's on somebody's bingo card. Whew. We have a lot of fun around here. I know it's a serious situation. He's still in jail, but we have to laugh a little bit. Thank goodness we can laugh. 5 whole months. Thank you so much for the support, Wixom. Appreciate it. Look at Vicky finding the partial D emojis that I made.
While out on bond. The preliminary hearing would be March the 11th unless you want to waive that hearing. Do you want me to schedule that?
Well, I wanted to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask the question.
Go ahead.
I've been shot in both my legs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on, sir. Let me get out my excuse counter. We haven't used it this week. We like to break this one out when it sounds like somebody's got a lot of excuses and we're going to have a hard time keeping track. So I've set it back to 0. Let's go back 10 seconds and listen to all of his excuses. The judge doesn't give a fuck, by the way. Literally no fucks to be given, but people still want to talk about their shit. Totally.
Schedule that.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask the question.
Go ahead.
I get shot in both my legs.
Mm-hmm.
I have Crohn's disease. I have diagnosed with seizures and schizophrenia. I'm in the PAD program.
Hold on, did he just say I have Crohn's disease and I eat at Little Caesars? Is that what he just said? Also, I'm giving him one excuse for each leg that was shot. All obviously. And thank you for subscribing. Carla, I appreciate that. No, but seriously, is that really for? And what did he just say? Look at the judge's face. I swear to God, I thought he said I have Crohn's disease, but I eat at Little Caesars. And Crohn's disease isn't funny. That's serious. It's fucking serious.
Go ahead.
I've been shot in both my legs.
Mm-hmm.
I have Crohn's disease. I have diagnosed with seizures and schizophrenia. I'm in the PAD program. I have my own apartment as well. I work security.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering is there the way I could be considered for signature bond?
No, sir. So the bond's going to be $2,500. Okay. The preliminary hearing will be March the 11th at 8:30 a.m. And do you want to be represented by a public defender?
Yes, sir. I guess.
Okay. And you said you work security. Are you paid weekly?
Well, ever since I got shot in my legs, I haven't been working.
Okay. So you've been out of work for a little while. Okay. All right. I am going to assign an attorney to represent you. Okay. And that will take care of everything this morning. All right. Thank you, sir.
Seven excuses, that's what we got. And I only counted the legs that he got shot.
All right. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Go Woods Jr.
All right, Mr. Woods, you've got 2 charges. These are both misdemeanors. There's criminal trespass, family violence. That bond is $1,500, and then battery, family violence. That bond's going to be $3,000. So your total bond comes to $4,500. That includes a special condition that while out on bond, you are to stay away from and have no contact with Jalea Cias. Do you all live together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jalea Cias? Jalea Cias? Come on now. Come on now. I've given this advice before, but if you're new here, here's a little bit of free advice. If you're ever wondering if a name is stupid for your baby, you haven't had the baby yet, and you want to know, don't ask people their opinions. They're going to lie to you. But what you can do, go on down to the park or to the mall or a busy place, and you're going to want to scream the full name that you're thinking of. And if you feel fucking stupid doing that, it's a dumb name, don't do it. Because you're going to do that a lot when you have a kid. Jalea Clear, whatever the fuck her name is. Like, it just, you can't do that. You need to think of these things.
So that means you can't go back to the residence because since we're barring you from having contact with her, you cannot go back to the residence. You can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office within the first 10 days of your release, and they'll give you a date and time that you would be allowed to go to the residence to get what personal belongings you need. And this is a family member, right? Is this your sister?
Yes, sir.
Sister? Okay. So also talk to your attorney about how to get the bond conditions amended over time to start to maybe allow some contact down the road, okay? And then eventually maybe be able to go back home. All right. So talk to your attorney about how that is done. Um, let's see. Your preliminary hearing will be March the 11th at 8:30 a.m. unless you want to waive that hearing this morning. Do you want me to schedule that?
I'll waive it.
Waive. Okay. All right. And so you'll sign a waiver there in just a moment. And I understand you are currently employed. Are you paid by the hour at your job?
Yes, I am.
How much is it per hour?
15 an hour.
Okay. All right. So I am going to assign an attorney to represent you on these charges, and that will take care of everything this morning.
And I just
All right.
have a question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So with the bond, do I pay a percentage of that? Do I pay the whole thing?
If you go through a bonding company, they may charge 10 to 15%. So the total's $4,500. They may charge you $450 to $675, somewhere in there. Each company has different fees, so you'll just have to see what they charge on it.
And
Okay.
going through a bonding company, will I talk to the officers about that later on?
They may have some information as far as phone numbers and things like that of where to call the bonding company, or if you have other family that might be able to help you with that, sometimes they can help. So, but yeah, you can talk to the officers, see what information they have on it.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Did he waive his pre-em?
Yes, and Mr. Woods needs to sign a waiver. Uh-huh.
Okay, Your Honor, that's the last one. The last one is a fugitive.
Fugitive. Yes. Oh, what an ending we get. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, the court gods. Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're new here, a fugitive is just what it sounds like, a fugitive. But what that means in this context is this boy or man over here has absconded from a jurisdiction, one of the United States of America, and you are going to get your guesses in the chat. This is the last thing of the evening, so get your guesses in. After they tell us which state he's from, we'll end it pretty quick because we don't really give a shit what all the rest of it is. They're going to take him back. But get your guesses in. I am going to go ahead and guess Nebraska. That's my guess for tonight. Get your guesses in the chat. I'm seeing Florida, West Virginia. Oh, Cellulite Yoga Pants guessed Nebraska too. I swear to God I didn't see that, but I bet you were first. Florida, Tennessee, Ohio, Maryland, Vermont, which is probably Vermont, Wixom. Have a great night. We're right behind you. Idaho. Legal Fiction. He didn't do it. Okay, well, maybe I'll go New Mexico. All right, Alafreaking Bama. VA. Is that Virginia? Is that what VA stands for? Connecticut. Remember, I'm Canadian. I don't know. I think it is, Rodney. Oh, I got it right. Yay. Okay, great. Okay. That's it. No more guesses. Let's hear where he's from. And remember, you can't guess Georgia. Legal Fiction, because they're in Georgia, and therefore it would not be a fugitive extradition hearing if it was Georgia. It would just be a regular hearing. Anyways, all right.
I had. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. Did I see Wayne Scott?
I don't know, Judge.
Yes, sir,
We were talking about the
I did see
Yes, Your
him.
Honor.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
I guess I had 2 copies of his paperwork.
He's got so much
I think I
paperwork
printed
problems.
it
Every
twice.
judge does.
Scott. Yeah, there we go.
He looks sad. All right, drum roll, please, Judge. Let us know
Sorry,
where
sir.
this
Give me
guy's
just
from.
one moment here.
And guess what else, you guys? We are back tomorrow morning. I'm going to maybe dig into my archives because if there's no court tomorrow, then I'll have to dig into my archives and find us a little bit of juicy court to watch. God knows I have it. God knows I have it.
All right. And good morning, sir. Can you state your name for me?
Hey, Larry.
All right. So, Mr. Lowry, you have got, well, your appearance here this morning is a little different than everybody else, in that I'm not aware of any charges that you face here in Clayton County. You've been brought before the court because you have you're wanted for a probation violation in Henderson County, North Carolina, and they have indicated that they want to extradite you.
No fucking way. North Carolina. No fucking way. Did anybody guess that? I don't think they did, and I said it before and I'll say it again. Like, many of my favorite YouTubers come from North Carolina. Hilarious though. Let the judge say his last few words. Thank you for posting the link, Cellulite Yoga Pants. Tomorrow it should be around 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, 10. I don't know. It depends, Vicky. We'll see. Creed's cousin, NPC. Hilarious. It's next to Virginia. Well, look at me learning geography tonight. All right, Judge. Ask him the question. Will he go or will he stay? Is he going to fight it or is he going to go?
And that means they want to come and pick you up, transport you back to North Carolina to face that charge. What I'm required to do is give you some information about extradition this morning, and I'm about to go through that with you. When I get done with that, I'm going to ask you about a choice that you have, whether you want to waive extradition, which is where you're basically saying they can go ahead and come and pick you up, or if you want to contest extradition, and that's the process by which you can contest the legality of the extradition proceeding, and where you take the position they should not have the legal right to come and pick you up. Okay, so let me give you this information, and then I'll ask you your choice here. All of the rights that I explained to everyone earlier apply to you the same as they apply to everybody else. You do have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. In order to contest the legality of this extradition proceeding, you must file or have filed on your behalf what is called a writ of habeas corpus. That's the legal document or instrument that contests the legality of the proceeding. You would be allowed a reasonable amount of time to file such a writ. However, the writ of habeas corpus can only contest 4 issues. The first is whether the extradition documents are in order on their face. The second is whether you are charged with something that is a crime in North Carolina. The third is whether you are the person named in North Carolina's request for extradition. And the fourth is whether you qualify as a fugitive. You cannot contest your issue of guilt or innocence of this charge while here in Georgia. That has to take place in a North Carolina court. And let me tell you about the time limits here. If you waive extradition, where you're saying North Carolina can go ahead and come and pick you up, then they would have 30 days to do so. If they have not picked you up after 30 days, then you would be released from jail. If you are contesting extradition, then North Carolina would get the initial 30 days to complete that process, and then you may be continued to be held for an additional 60 days while that process is being completed. So that may take up to 90 days if you're contesting. So with all that in mind, do you want to waive extradition, which gives them 30 days to go ahead and come and pick you up, or do you want to contest the extradition process, which may take up to 90 days?
Gonna waive it.
Waive. Okay. All right. So there are waiver forms there that you'll sign that just indicate you are freely and voluntarily waiving extradition. That will start the 30-day clock running, and I will sign those as well today. And that'll take care of everything for you. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir. And that was the end of that. That's all he wrote. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. KTZ is here. Thanks again to Team Skeptic and to Miss Donna Orlando Chiquita for the new memberships tonight. Remember, that's going to be tomorrow morning. We're having members only, a special holiday edition. And thank you, Christopher Engleby, of course, always making me smile with the super chats. I really appreciate all the support, you guys. It is so welcome. I really hope that you had a great time here. If it was your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, maybe subscribe. We do this quite a lot. We have a great time. And turn on notifications. You know how that works. Do me a favor though, if you would, please. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.